So, do we have your concluding remarks, all of you? The questions, the three last questions. Maybe we start with Professor Hill.
I must confess I kind of lost track. I think I can, like I said, I'm not here as an activist in Cameroonian politics, right? I think, although I'm from Cameroon, my presence here is someone looking at the system. But I think for the Cameroonians here, there will be quite a few. We have to get a way to look at the challenge, to go like BIA, right? And so that we have to look like BIA is like the face of a distinct regime of power. That if it disappears, a good place is always playing golf. If he gets dropped and breaks his leg or dies, what would happen the morning after? That's a big question for Cameroon. And my sense is that for Cameroonians, you need to move outside BIA and think about the system you live under, because the transformation is essentially what happens to that.
I certainly wouldn't, in answer to the gentleman in the back who asked the question, what exactly is the point, what is sought? I certainly wouldn't purport to tell Cameroonians or anyone what should happen after BIA goes, and he will go. But it seems to me that Cameroon provides one of the most interesting and one of the richest terrains for thinking about what problems with democracy in the 21st century in Cameroon in Africa constitute. And I think that the fact that one cannot analyze what will happen after BIA without thinking about a very specific period during the late colonial and the early post-colonial era is something that's fundamental. Because as long as we sit around saying, look, it's one man, if you just get rid of him and you replace him with another, then things are going to change, then one gets absolutely nowhere. And I think that the analysis is absolutely fundamental to thinking through what's going to happen, for instance, 1 month later in Congo. And these are questions whose analysis, I think, is absolutely fundamental, regardless of whether one has an answer as to what will happen later.
Yes, I'd like to address some of the concerns that were raised, but the young lady who mentioned the power of politics went away. I wanted to address that. If you ask me, imagine that she's not Bamileke, she's not Bassa, she's not certainly not one of those who suffered under the power of politics of Cameroon. And so that's why she can speak like that. That one is clear. As a matter of fact, I just wanted to say BIA, the news was given, all Cameroonians know that BIA is campaigning in the north. It is not surprising. Since 2004, Cameroon has entered, I would say, into what I would call has gone back to the 1956 model of North-South division. So the first authority, I would say, of Cameroon came from the south under Enjeux. The second came from the north. Enjeux, the third came from the south, all BIA. So after BIA, it is clear, isn't it? The north. So that is what's going on. The consequence of which is that the north constitutes 40% of Cameroonian geography, is partly homogeneous, mostly Muslim, mostly Peul. And 2004, there was no candidate running. No, there's one only out of 30 or so running from the north against BIA. And this election cycle, there is actually no candidate from the north. There's one who actually is a joke. So the north is empty. It is a hunting scene, I would say. And all politicians go to the north to hunt. That's what's happening. That's power politics. That's what I call the tribalisme d'état pur. It is really north-south. So if one says that Cameroon is not tribal, get up here. Cameroon is rooted in tribal politics. So now, about how can one get out of it? Because that is the constitution of Cameroon politics. How can one get out of it? The change is indeed will mean to make Cameroonians become citizens. Because an individual that defines himself as a tribal individual is not a citizen yet. Or an individual that defines himself or herself as a racial citizen is not a citizen yet. He's a native, as some people will say, or whatever, but he's not a citizen. And I think in Cameroon history, the constitution of citizenship is really a battle, but was stopped with the death of UPC in 1958, where that party has structures where people were trained, where people actually learn what it means to vote, what a vote means, etc., how a vote can change, and why it is important indeed to do the voting, and why voting is not only a duty, but it's indeed a right. So that kind of thing has to come back. No party does that. NDPC, the party in power, as you saw, simply go and give mosquito nets and beer and expect people to vote for beer. And opposition leader, starting the platform 9, 10, 11, don't vote my vote. I was shocked. And we were all shocked to see that most opposition parties actually welcomed it, because most did not have something like that. So they welcomed it because they used it, and asking about how one can do to work together. That is a platform where, I say 6, 7, or 8 now, opposition parties work together. And a major one, SCF is a major political party, CPP with Kawala is a major political party now. So those are the major political parties I'm talking about. It's not any random small group. Of course, we want random groups too. We are all citizens there. I cannot have the luxury, by the way, of observing Cameroon politics. I'm a Cameroon citizen. So I cannot say that I'm here as an observer of Cameroon politics. Sorry. I'm a Cameroon citizen, so I've decided personally not to vote. And for the specific reason that I live outside, 95% of Cameroonians have been excluded from voting. And so we organize. It's not only these things that I do. Cameroonians from the diaspora have organized. We have a platform called the United Front of the Cameroon Diaspora, where Cameroonians from the US, from Europe work together. And I just came in, I don't have any voice because we just came from the White House in the weekend to protest. And there are protests now in Paris too, in Paris, in Brussels, in Berlin, that are all planned by us. So you have a platform where for the first time, Cameroonians from the diaspora actually connect with each other. And it's so easy to do today and work with each other to plan for each other. Actually, it's, by the way, an active boycott. So if somebody goes to vote, just know, we'll have a camera. So if somebody goes to vote, we'll film you.
I think we should go and vote.
So, position. Now, in terms of preventing violence or something like that, yeah. I'm a writer systematically. And I've always observed that writers come after the events. So they talk about what happened in Cameroon. Here is an example of post-colonial politics, whatever. It is an example of tyranny of chaos. But I always felt that writing that wants to be politically significant should come before. Should actually preemptively make sure that something does not happen. Because of course reality is constructed. And one can also construct reality with the tools of writing. And there's that beautiful word in American strategic thinking, which they call actionable writing, actionable intelligence, something like that. So I think I always felt that writing could also be actionable. So writing that makes it possible for people to act. And in a sense, the few things that you saw there, the platform to arrest beer, that platform to arrest beer is made of 21 individuals scattered around in Cameroon, in Europe, in the US, etc. University lecturers, archbishops, etc., etc. So we are together here, we are working. Now we have a large archive of pictures, of testimonies, etc. So that for me is actionable intelligence. And that's what I think writing can mean when it comes before the act. Because if now beer is arrested, don't tell me I didn't do something for him to be in jail. Because indeed, lots of people did work for that. And don't be surprised, he will not be the first. Mubarak was in Egypt in 2010, in May, Mubarak was the king. He was running the show. People were talking about his son being the next president. Where is he now? He's in jail. So about beer, I laugh. He's finished. And I'm sure everybody who thinks he's going to be the president for the next 7 years is dreaming. Honestly, he cannot. That's the only thing I want to say.
I think he's 78 years old, right?
It doesn't have anything to do with age.
His life may...
It's record. His record is bloody.
Thank you so much. So we can continue the discussion outside for whoever is interested.